The knock came like a mistake. 3 sharp hits, urgent, desperate. I didn't move. I was standing in my kitchen, staring at the indentation her ring had left on the counter. A pale circle. Flour dusted around it like residue from a ritual that never finished. Another knock. Then her voice. Tight. Cracked. "Please, we need to talk." "We—" That word always came back when she was afraid. I checked the time. Exactly 3 days since she walked out of the bakery. 3 days since her text burned itself into my phone. "I can't marry you. You're not on my level." I hadn't replied. I canceled the cake instead. Vanilla sponge. Gold trim. Her idea. Funny how fast sweetness spoils. Behind the door, someone shifted. A second presence. Heavy breathing. Male. I already knew who it was. I stayed silent and let the moment stretch. Let panic ferment. My phone buzzed in my hand. Unknown number. She didn't mean it. She's emotional. "We can fix this." I smiled without warmth. That was when the memory slid back in. The way she'd laughed at the tasting. Too loud. How her phone kept lighting up face down. How she flinched when the baker asked about the groom's name for the inscription. I remembered the look she gave me before storming out. Not anger, assessment. As if she were recalculating value. An hour later, I found out where she went. It wasn't hard. She'd never been subtle. Same coffee shop. Same corner table. Same man who had broken her years ago and left her crying on my shoulder while she swore. She was done with him forever. Her ex, the one she said was beneath her now. I didn't confront her. I didn't call. I watched. From across the street. From reflection in glass. From patterns I'd learned after loving. Someone who never stopped lying. Only refining. They didn't kiss at first. They leaned in close. Foreheads nearly touching. Sharing secrets. Sharing blame. Her hand found his knee like muscle memory. That was enough. Over the next 2 days, I stayed calm. Smiled at work. Answered emails. Slept well. At night, I listened. Voicemail timestamps. Deleted messages recovered. Old photos re-uploaded to private folders. A hotel receipt she forgot to remove from her cloud. She thought she was upgrading. She didn't realize she'd stepped backward into something unfinished. The knocking stopped. Silence. Then his voice strained. "Man, just open the door. We're in trouble." I finally moved. I walked to the door, rested my hand on the lock, and felt nothing. Not anger, not sadness, only the quiet certainty that whatever they were afraid of, I already knew. The door opened just enough for me to see them clearly. She looked smaller, not fragile, diminished. Mascara bruised her eyes, hair pulled back like she'd been pacing, tugging at it when panic spiked. He stood half a step behind her, pretending to be solid, pretending to be useful. The same man who once ghosted her without explanation. The same man who now couldn't meet my eyes. I stepped aside, didn't invite them in, just removed the obstacle. They took that as permission. They always did. She started talking the moment they crossed the threshold. Words spilling over each other. Apologies tangled with excuses. Blame disguised as confusion. I was overwhelmed. "You weren't listening." "He doesn't mean anything." I watched her mouth move, studied the mechanics, how practiced it all sounded when fear sharpened her tone. He cut in. "There's been a misunderstanding. She was just emotional. We didn't—" I raised my hand. He stopped. Silence landed hard. I walked to the table and picked up a folder. Thin, neat, prepared. I slid it toward her. She stared at it like it might explode. Inside were timestamps, screenshots, a booking confirmation, a printed message she'd sent him 2 weeks before the cake tasting. "I think I'm settling." Her breath hitched. I watched the moment her body betrayed her mind. Shoulders collapsing, color draining. Her eyes flicked to him, not for comfort, but calculation. He leaned in to read, and froze. Because the last page wasn't about her. It was about him. A message from a debt collector. A lawsuit filing. A string of apologies. He'd sent her after dumping her. Years ago. Right before he disappeared again. He whispered her name. She pulled away. I finally spoke. "I didn't cancel the wedding because you insulted me," I said calmly. "I canceled it because I saw the pattern." They looked at me now. Really looked. I watched you run back to someone who already proved how disposable you are. I continued. And I watched you believe he'd changed because it was easier than admitting you were wrong. She dropped into a chair. He stayed standing, trapped. I didn't come here to yell, I said. I came to end it. She started crying then. Quiet. Controlled. As if tears were another currency. I chose you, she said. I came back. I nodded once. Yes, I said. After he reminded you who he is. Her head snapped up. I opened the door again. Neither of them moved. You were right about one thing, I said. We weren't on the same level. They left without another word. I locked the door, deleted her number, threw the ring into the trash, and for the first time in months, I slept without wondering who I was becoming, because I already knew.